What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are here once again in some Tyranny, and we're in Lethian's Crossing for the very first time. As I've stated before,
Good thing I keep a
played
torsion wrench
through
handy.
some of this game for a little while, and then it came to a point to where after Tune-On, I have absolutely no idea what to expect in this game. Blood Chanter. Board. Okay, so those are just like guard type dudes. Alright. Seems to be a lot of stuff around here that I can kind of go and... Oh, he has... Oh, thank you, merchant dude. Show me what you got for sale. It has been entirely too long. So much so I don't even remember how to sell shit. There we go. Oops. I guess I can go too. Selling all the stuffs. Apparently the game doesn't like it when you're selling stuff because it seems slower. There are the people. Got my new boots. My snoo boots.
Got it.
Beast man. Like a lot of shit that you can just kind of wander around and just click and go up. I'm gonna go over here and take this because no one seems to care. Like, hey, this guy's wandering around our village taking all of our shit. Like, who cares? It's just really weird to me.
Have a look here.
Like, really weird to me. We're just kind of... I don't understand. It's alright, we will figure it out. So, what if I don't want to look at your wares? The dude has some tiny ass arms. Look how small his arms are.
Have a look here.
Interesting. Okay, when critically hit. Alright, so we'll give that to Piccolonius. Recovery time. You've been with me the longest, so you get the most stuffs. Can't get out. Why can't I get... Do I seriously have to go all the way around? Where's the one thing that I'm missing here? Ah, there. Excuse me, just gonna reach into this bag. Ah. Wandering around the town. Around the town. All the way around the town. Around the town. So what the hell am I supposed to be doing in here? I can't get the cacophony yet, though.
Interesting.
With those blueberries. I think one of the craziest times I've ever heard a difference in how American and English people speak is whenever they said advertisement, it was an advertisement. So do you, and when you advertise, do you advertise? We need to increase our advertise department. We need to advertise more. Are we advertising?
It's all in the reflexes.
Whoa, what? 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 Was that the broken hilt I picked up?
That wasn't so hard.
It was an advertisement. Yes, an advertisement. Okay, I don't want to talk to any of you people. Okay, this dude has a different name. His name's Tear Smasher. So he is the Fatebinder. The man sniffs and crosses his arms, flexing his massive biceps. We don't need anyone poking their nose in things that doesn't concern them. This is Tear Smasher's town, and I will take care of it. I've got quotas to enforce. Whatever it is you want, make it quick. How has the Gorers fared with their iron weapons? Most of the weapons have been lost, traded, or taken by other chorus members. For a short time, though, it was fun to see the look on the faces of anyone who we were up against, who didn't know we suddenly had such great weapons. The fear alone made the price worth it. What's your status at Lethian Crossing? Not a single problem here. He eyes you through a narrowed gaze. Why? What have you heard? Those bronze mercenaries have been chewing on the settlers' food, and we've had to knock a few skulls. They would make good shock troopers for the chorus. Shame they won't surrender in conscript. And what's worse, they're squatting in the old walls. He spits a wad of phlegm on the ground. At least it is favored had the balls to meet us in the open battle. Alright, cool. Worthless. You are so worthless. Horde. Blood Chanter. Bloodhound. Horde. Like, even the people that look different are not different. More stuffs. What's in here? You must gather your party before venturing forth. Don't mind me. Just stealing some gloves out of your house. Daya and Phaedra.
That wasn't so hard.
He's gonna steal your shit while you're looking straight at me. A bright-faced woman greets you as you approach. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing, Wanderer. My name is Phaedra, and this is my beautiful wife. Oh, I guess that's... She indicates a stone-faced blonde woman standing next to her, who holds her hand up in a quick greeting. What brings you to town? Is there anything I can help you with? What can you tell me about Lethian's Crossing? What is it like having Scarlet Chorus here? I avoid them if at all possible. Phaedra's face sours when you mention them. They're particularly brutal and everything sets them off. I would be much happier with someone else in charge. Except the Brotherhood, Daya adds. I would rather twist under a scarlet boot for the rest of my life than to have us to look at a single member of the Brotherhood again. What can you tell me about Lethian's Crossing? I've lived here most of my life, but honestly, I'm not sure there's much to say. She looks contemplative. We're in a center for trade and a waypoint for travelers. The walls are a little scary, but you get used to them over time. She looks at Daya. What about you, dear? Daya shrugs, her expression never changing. What is there to say? The town is alright, but living under the thumb of occupying forces makes it hard to truly relax. Phaedra puts her hand on Daya's shoulder and Daya sighs. Sorry we couldn't be of more help. Phaedra shrugs sheepishly. You haven't always lived here? Several years before Kairos' invasion, I moved away from Lethian's Crossing. Being the granddaughter of Lethian came with the responsibility I wasn't ready for. I met Daya in the Bastard City and decided to stay for a while. We were living in the Bastard City when we heard about Kairos' forces moving to the Tiers, so we took that as our motivation to move. She laughs. Hee hee. And I think we got out of there at just the right time. We traveled a bit with a couple of caravans, but nothing really seemed like home until I returned to Lethian's Crossing. You never realize how much you miss a place until you've been away for a while. She wraps her arms around Daya and squeezes. But I can live anywhere as long as this one is with me. Whoops. It's true that trade hasn't been as vibrant here recently. But I'm sure it's simply a temporary setback. And the merchants will sing and dance for you, trying to convince you their suppliers are unaffected, but everyone is feeling it. I have faith the world will set itself right soon enough. People call me a fool, but I don't see the benefit in bemoaning your fate. You take what life hands you and make it work. You're Lethian's granddaughter? One of many, I suspect, but I'm the only one anyone knows about. And before you ask, no, Eldian is not my father. Maybe you haven't heard, but my grandmother wasn't exactly the settling down type.
Time to continue onward in our, journey here in Lethian's Crossing. It's just kind of something that needs to happen.
Wenhaver, Halfscar, Xenia. Oh good, now that a Fate Binder's here, maybe we can get an ounce of satisfaction. What seems to be the problem? I caught this thief pawing through my wares, but this coreless rat won't let me report her. By all rights, she should be in chains, not conscripted into some gang. What if she comes back and decides to shake down my business, this time with the law on her side? I can't stand by and let that happen. Rubbish, my gang needs recruits, especially ones who are quick with their hands. We'll use little Wenhaver here to pick pockets, pry apart traps, and, well, let's just say nothing's off the table. Chances are good she'll lose some fingers before the fortnight is over anyhow. I'm an enforcer of the Archon of Justice. Once invoked, my ruling is final. Are you sure this is what you want? If it gets the attention of the court, I don't see how I could refuse. Have on, Fatebinder. I'll accept your word on the matter. To Xenia, what did Wenhaver steal? Forge-bound weapons, or mage-smith. Okay, so magic weapons. My things started to go missing weeks ago, but today I got wind that the little wretch had tried to fence my goods to another honest merchant. There's no telling how much she pocketed away or handed off elsewhere. She stole forge-bound weapons? Not hammers or axes. She isn't that good. Little things here and there like daggers, iron scrap, and the like. Why didn't you report the suspicion of theft sooner? I wanted to be sure before I wasted anyone's time with baseless accusations until I caught her in the act. There was always a chance, a doubt in my mind, that a colleague was borrowing supplies and I had imagined the whole thing. That'll show me, huh? It's a sorry day when I'm punished for respecting due process. Ask about something else. To Halfscar, what makes you think Wenhaver would make a good conscript? Well, honestly, I've been watching Little Thief stealing from the forge bound for weeks, and I've always had my eye on her for conscription. Called this a test, and she passed it. Halfscar nods with pride. Keen for a common settler, this one. Scarlet Fury material. Why did you stop Wenhaver before you discovered her crime? Like I said, I wanted to see how capable she was, and if she could keep up with the momentum. Did pretty well for an experienced little shit, didn't you, Wen? She aims a hard jab at the potential recruit. Ow! She nurses her arm. Thank you? I figured if she was as good at her work as she seemed, we could assign her to a gang right away. As it happens, I was on my way to make an offer, but Xenia got to her first. Do you have a habit of conscripting thieves? We make a habit of conscripting survivors, and someone who knows how to steal for their livelihood is a valued addition to any gang. We don't always need thieves, but we always need survivors. Ask about something else. To Wenhaver, why were you stealing from the forge bound? She aims a hard glare at you, but evens it out with apprehension. I lost everything in the conquest of Haven. Family, friends, home. All that I ever got was trampled by one army, then another. Stealing was the only way to survive, and stealing from the forge bound, well, you can call that justice if you want. Fool, the items you stole were worth 10 times what you tried to sell them for. Just because I'm a settler doesn't make me a savvy merchant. I needed to eat, not turn a profit. Wenhaver shakes her head. Selling forge-bound goods for cheap also made people less likely to turn me in. I guess you could call that a professional move. Ever tried to get an honest job? Yeah, once with her, she points at Xenia. I told her I was willing to do any menial task, but the hag turned me away without any consideration, and produced the most competent and desperate new recruit for my gang. Thank you, Xenia. Half-Scar offers a mockery of a bow. Shut up, Scar. I'll admit I didn't think Wendhaver would be able to keep up with the workload, so I told her to move on. That's no invitation to steal from me, so I don't see how it's relevant. Did you ever sell to the Scarlet Chorus? Well, sure. I even sold to Half-Scar once or twice. The Chorus aren't what you call discipline. You bought our goods even though you knew they were stolen? Xenia looks at Half-Scar. For research purposes only. I had to inspect the goods to confirm Wendhaver was filching from the forge bound. I don't know which is worse, losing a hand to the town guard or getting tossed into the front lines. Either way, I suppose I'm at your mercy. Wendhaver looks at you with a desperate plea. In accordance with the laws of Kairos, Wendhaver will face punishment for stealing from the forge bound. Wendhaver joined Half-Scar. Xenia has punishment for putting Wendhaver into this impossible situation. Has sent you to a season of manual labor in the forge bound. Half-Scar for buying stolen goods and failing to turn in a thief. You must renounce your title and join the bottom ranks. Wendhaver will perform menial labor to the forge bound until she works off her debt, and then she will go to Half-Scar for training. You are at fault for this mess. Everyone here is banished from Haven. Each of you shares some fault, so none will be punished. You will have no dealings with each other from this point on. Understood? I think this is probably the most fair. At least I have something to do for the, well, rest of my life, such as it is, she says. I mean, that seemed the most fair to me. Biotis. Merchant. Because she knew who she was stealing from and why. Like, it was like vengeful shit. So I think that was probably the better way to go about doing it. I don't know. I'm sticking by it.
That wasn't so hard.
No, I'm not gonna get into that right now. I think this is a decent place to stop. Went and did a couple little favors in the town and got a little bit more of an idea of what the hell's going on. I think there's some processes and stuff in here that I'm going to have to putz around with, but I don't want to bore you guys with any of that stuff, so we'll just stop here. Hope you guys are enjoying. If you are, hit that like button, put any comments down below you feel like doing, and share with your friends if you like what you see enough, and then hopefully they'll subscribe so then they can share with their friends, and then we can all be a happy family. And until I see another episode of Pickle, and I'm out of here.